Hello and welcome to Big Data Technologies. My name is Dr. Alan Dennis and I'll be your instructor in this course. Jumping right in. So what is the point? Why are you here and why are we talking? This class deals with topics related to big data technologies. Those technologies include things like Spark, Hadoop, and various other technologies, often revolving around this concept of some sort of big data storage, be it a data lake or something similar. So in this course, you're going to learn something about how you do the programming in these environments, how you set up these environments, and some of the tricks around how you tune them, and so on. We're relatively high level in this course, but it does serve as a pretty nice introduction. So the first question that you should be asking yourself is, well, what is big data? And the answer is it kind of depends, and it depends on who you ask. It is one of those things that is kind of understood, but not necessarily empirically defined. So you'll often hear it referred to in terms of volume and variety and velocity. These three V's were one of the original sort of characteristics that were used to differentiate big data from other types of data. The basic idea is that traditional processing and storage techniques don't work when you reach a certain threshold. That threshold includes things of how much data is being stored, how quickly it is arriving, and how many different types of data you may be processing in a given setting. So that's where we talk about sometimes three V's. Some organizations have proposed a huge number of V's, oftentimes from a marketing perspective. But the basic idea is that what we used to do doesn't work. We have to do something different. We have to process things in a different way. And those sort of ways include distributed processing, oftentimes using commodity hardware with software handling things like failure and retry, so that rather than building a really big computer, you have a lot of relatively inexpensive ones talking together in a collaborative way. And the basic idea is also that there's a combination of some algorithms involved that make the processing in a distributed fashion more approachable than it once was. Also understand that there may be different levels of quality or accuracy or veracity in the data that is being processed. That's another one of the characteristics that may very well be essential to its definition. We understand that big data sometimes is noisy data, and sometimes it is of varying amounts of quality and value. Meeting your instructor, that's me. A little bit about myself. I do have a doctorate in computer science from Colorado Technical University. My focus was on big data analytics, so this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I also have a master's in computer science and a bachelor's in business administration, both from West Virginia University. I have a lovely wife and 4 adult children and 4 grandchildren. We live out on a 74-acre farm in southeast Ohio. Here are some of the characters in my life. Far left corner is Ollie. Ollie is a munchkin cat. At that moment, he was watching cartoons. To the right is 3 of the grandbabies being held by my wife and our youngest. The one in the middle is me in the funny hat. To the right of that is our next to the youngest grandson at Christmas, being a bit overstimulated. And then bottom right hand corner is Bo, one of our Dexter bulls. So he's being a bull in the picture, probably calling to some of the girls. A bit about myself and my research and my work. I serve as an advanced analytics architect in a company focused on Microsoft technologies, typically doing things that revolve around big data, AI, machine learning, and along the way I oftentimes find myself having to build data platforms so that we can do those fun things. I also take an interest in things like software development, education, artificial intelligence in general, speech recognition, machine learning, and intelligent agents in particular. Oftentimes do things in the world of Internet of Things, and my dissertation focused on stream processing, and in particular the type of mistakes that people make whenever they're encoding the rules that govern those systems. A little more about my day job. I do work for a company called Avanade. Avanade was created roughly 20 years ago through a joint venture between Accenture and Microsoft. It does focus on Microsoft technologies with enterprise customers. I do serve as an advanced analytics architect, and I typically do things around AI and ML. Here are some of the companies that I've worked for over the years, either directly or indirectly. As you can see, I have trouble keeping a regular job. So why do I teach? Well, A lot of it is that I like to apply the things that I have learned through the years and share them with others, and that's part of what you can do with teaching. Also, I like to continue to learn new things, and sometimes you get into kind of a specific set of skills that you might be using. Teaching is a way of broadening those skills. I also like to share back the gift that has been given to me through education. Everything I have is because of my education, and for that am very thankful, and I feel that I need to share that with others. A bit about this course. So what are we going to do here? It's very similar to various other courses that you've taken. There are basically 7 deliverables. 1 through 6 are 11% each, so 66%. The remaining 28% comes from your final deliverable, and then there's a few points along the way through live sessions and so on, so 6%. So that's the basic distribution, very similar to what you've seen before. CBE courses are a little different than others that you've taken. The scale is a little bit different, so you're probably familiar with it being this far along in the program. One of the things that CBE brings to the table, this competency-based education, is access to me as your instructor. I will respond back to you within 24 hours of an email. I try to turn them around quicker than that. I'll also return your grades within 24 to 48 hours. I try to turn those around as quickly as possible. And do make sure that you don't put off the topics in this course, because some of them are intensive. So don't delay. In fact, I would recommend working ahead rather than trying to catch up, because I've seen, not in this course as much, but in other courses, bad things happen whenever people are slow getting things in. This is self-paced. That means you can move at your own pace. Good or bad, right? So you can move much faster than you might normally, or this can allow for things to interfere with your progress, and then you can catch up later. Both of those are valid. But do make sure that you complete something every 14 days, or bad things may happen. Also, make sure you do something during this first week, of course, because you may find yourself no longer in the course if you don't do something within the first 7 days. And with that, I've reached the end of my material. Welcome to the course. If you have any questions, let me know. That's what I'm here for. And I'll look forward to speaking with you in person soon.